What is up, everyone? This is Alex from IHE TV. Today I'm talking about Good Boy, Trust His Instincts. So this is the latest in the string of horror movies that have a perspective shift that kind of makes the movie what it is. Just last year we had In a Violent Nature, which was a horror movie from the perspective of the killer the entire time, which had some completely insane kills in it. Presence as well was a horror movie from the perspective of the ghost, which was really inventive and clever in its execution. These all have pretty low budgets, they're all pretty small spins on classic formulas you've seen before. And it's kind of the best and worst thing about it, that it's a concept movie. The concept is the movie. You kind of know if you're going to like it or not from the premise of dog horror movie. You do have to appreciate the commitment to the bit. This, at the end of the day, being an elaborate love letter to this guy has made for his dog. Like the director of the movie, this is his dog. So there's something funny and charming about that, more than there is genuinely scary about any horror movie here. The plot is literally a horror movie you've seen 100 times, but from the perspective of a dog, down to the Snoopy references and everything. But what I mean about like that commitment to the bit, like this bit of trivia saying, according to the director, shooting took 400 days and over 3 years because, well, it's a dog actor. And part of me was wondering about that because it's not a talking cat or something like that, where everything's kind of jerry-rigged to make sense in a really terrible bodge-like way. But this film goes above and beyond with the like blocking. This dog is hitting markers. So you have like tracking shots that are following this dog. And there's some decent filmmaking throughout the movie. I think it's aware of the limitations it's put on itself by being dog horror movie. With how short it is, it's only an hour 13, which I honestly could do with maybe like 15 minutes cut out, because I was kind of tired of the premise after about 50 minutes. It doesn't give itself much leniency as far as what it can do compared to a movie that isn't locked to a dog main character that can't speak or communicate anything. So it kind of has its one trick of this is a cute dog. And I mean, it is a cute dog, so it's a good boy. I could feel myself being manipulated for all the camera roll stuff of the cute dog. And it does its best to ride off the idea of this character that does have a level of perception, but can't actually communicate what it's seeing, and the kind of dark humor that comes from that. I think it's just inherently restrictive at a certain point, unless you wanted to throw hundreds of millions at it and put Jack Black as the voice of the dog or whatever. If we're comparing it to films like this that have the kind of horror gimmick, I'd probably watch it over In a Violent Nature, which has a couple good deaths, but is kind of dull. If you like gimmick horror, like definitely check out Presence. I think it's like a better made film overall than something like Good Boy, but it's apples and oranges. Most of you will watch videos of dogs doing things anyway, so why not, for just over an hour, watch a dog try and figure out his way through a horror movie on this here Halloween. You can't avoid some of the clunkiness, because there are only a handful of characters and it's mostly locked to a dog's perspective. There are some clunky drops of dialogue. Hey, I'm just talking to my dog right now. My whole family is buried here, dog. I don't know, maybe people do that out there. There's a little bit of like an addiction metaphor angle going on in the background with the owner of Indy, whose struggles are manifested as this mud person, which looks decent. I always like the build-up more than when you actually have to start showing payoffs, and that's often where budget limitations and things like that will come into the main view. Let me see if I can find a budget, because like this must be small. So for, you know, a directorial debut on a micro budget, 750 grand it reckons on Wiki. I'd say it's a success for the amount of play it's getting as far as word of mouth. You want to support these creative little ideas, these small indie films, prop them up, see what else this director has up his sleeve. If it was slightly shorter, I might have given it a 3-star, but I think 2.5 with a like is a good first outing. Flaws and all, cute dogs and all, but not exactly reinventing the wheel or doing anything too mind-blowing. So let me know what you thought of Good Boy. See you on the next video. Bye!